This video will show you how to set up Creative Arts East's portable cinema equipment. It includes everything you will need to set up your community cinema screening. When setting up the equipment, it's best to start with the screen, as this is the largest part of the kit and it takes the most space and the most time to set up. The screen is in a large grey box. In some sets of kit, it may be in a large black canvas bag. Everything you need to set up the screen is in this box. Open the box by releasing the clips and removing the lid. Take all of the items out of the box and move the box out of the way. You will have the screen surface for front projection in the black bag, the screen frame, 2 legs and a bag with bolts. Start with the screen frame. There must be 2 people to set up the screen to avoid twisting and damaging the frame and to avoid personal injury. Unfold the frame in one direction, moving away from each other. Lay the frame on the floor to unfold it fully. Ensure all the hinges have clicked into place and each side is straight. Lock the frame by clicking the corner brackets. Ensure the screen is the right way round with the poppers facing upwards. Now take the screen surface out of its bag. Unfold the screen with the white surface facing up. Always ensure the screen is this way up and the white side does not touch the floor. Clip the screen surface into place using the poppers. We find it easiest to start from the middle of each side and work towards the corners. The screen is slightly stretchy and it can be gently pulled to attach the last few poppers. Take the 2 frame legs and unfold them, ensuring the hinges are locked. Place one on each side of the frame, arranging them to the height required. You have 2 bolts for each leg. One at a time, place a leg underneath the frame and secure it with a bolt through the appropriate holes for the height required. One as near to the top as possible and one nearer the bottom. The screen requires 2 people to lift it safely. Ensure the front foot of each leg is opened out and clicked into place. With 1 person on each side, pick up the top corner of the screen and lift it up to a vertical position. Open out the back foot of each leg and click into place. Slowly walk the screen back to the desired position. Always ensure you do not hit or catch any lighting or any other fixtures on the ceiling. To set up the speakers, start with the 2 speaker poles which are in the black bag. Take them out of the bag and loosen the knob in the middle of the pole to open out the tripod legs. Open them out enough to ensure the pole is stable and won't easily tip over, but they don't need to be so wide that they could potentially cause a trip hazard. Loosen the knob at the top of the pole and set the height. Use the pin to hold it in place and then tighten the knob to secure it. Place the pole to the side of the screen. Take one of the speakers and use the hole in the bottom of it to place it onto the pole. Repeat this for the other speaker. Ensure the speakers are placed close to and on each side of the screen so that the sound is coming from the same place as the visual on the screen. The height of the speakers needs to be set so they are just above the head height of your seated audience. Position the speakers so they're slightly angled towards the centre and so that the sound coming out of them covers as much of the audience as possible. The projector and audiovisual equipment needs to be set up so that it projects onto the front of the screen. Use a good sized table and put the flight case containing the projector onto the table. Place the AV box alongside the projector, on the same table if possible. Take all of the items out of the flight case. You will have the projector remote control, a white extension lead, a power cable and a HDMI cable. The AV box is the main control box which contains the amplification and Blu-ray players, and where the speakers and projector connect to. Ensure the AV box is the correct way round. Remove the rear panel cover and take out all of the items from the bag. You will have 2 remote controls, one for each Blu-ray player, a HDMI cable and a power cable. Remove the front panel cover. This is where the Blu-ray players and all of the connections and controls are. A pair of long speaker cables is provided with the equipment and both of them are on one reel. Unwind all of the cable off the reel. These speaker cables have jack connectors. Insert one end of each of the cables into the back of each of the speakers, one in each. Choose which side of the room to run the speaker cables round the projection area. Run the cable from one of the speakers behind the screen to meet the other one so they both go round the same side of the room. Bring the other ends of the cable to the projection area and insert them into the speaker connections on the front of the AV box. Try to connect the left speaker to the left side of the AV box and the right speaker to the right side of the AV box. However, if you're not sure, this can be sorted out later on. Take a HDMI cable and use this to connect the AV box to the projector. Connect the power cables to the projector and the AV box and plug them into the extension cable. This can be directly into the mains reel or into the white extension depending on the distance. And the white extension is useful if you are also connecting other devices such as a laptop. You can plug the projector and the AV box in separately or use the power cable extension between them and just plug the AV box into the mains. Switch the projector on using the control panel on the side or using the remote control. Remember to remove the lens cap from the front. You will hear the projector beep and begin to warm up, and it will be ready when it's throwing light out of it. Switch the AV box on using the red button at the bottom. Then switch the amplifier part of the AV box on by using the black button in the centre. Insert a DVD or a Blu-ray into one of the players. Switch on the selection input panel. Depending on which DVD player is being used, set the input accordingly by pressing the button until the required green light is on. On the projector, if it hasn't done automatically, ensure the correct source is selected using the input or source button on the control panel or on the remote control. Adjust the projector to ensure the projected image is on the screen. Adjust the size of the image and the focus using the rings around the front of the lens. Physically move the projector to make sure the image lines up with the screen. Use the lens shift dials to make small adjustments to fit the image on the screen. Remember to ensure the main film fits correctly onto the screen, as this might be a different size or aspect to the menu or trailers on the disc. To set the sound levels, there are 2 dials in the centre, Channel A and Channel B, that control a speaker each, and a main volume control above with 3 tone controls. Use these to set the volume and adjust the tone accordingly. To check the left and right speakers are connected correctly, turn down Channel A to 0 and keep Channel B turned up. If the sound is coming out of the right speaker, then this is correct. If the sound is coming out of the left speaker, then take the speaker cable jacks out of the connectors in the AV box and reinsert them the other way around. When you come to pack away the equipment, remember to allow time for the projector to cool down. To turn the projector off, press the power button on the side of the projector twice. The light will stop shining from the lens, but the fan will continue for a while. However, leave the projector for as long as possible, even after the fan has stopped, to cool down before putting it away. Meanwhile, pack away the chairs, speakers and the AV equipment. Also, take down the screen and pack it back into its box. Then the projector will have cooled down enough to also be packed away. Good luck with your cinema event. For any extra information, you can refer to the printed guide included with the kit or get in touch with us at Creative Arts East.